everybody. Today we're going to make a puppet out of newspaper and masking tape and an old shirt. My name's Mike, Apple Fun Puppetry, and here we go. This is what we're going to do today. This is a puppet that I made earlier, and his head is just made out of newspaper, crunched up, and I put masking tape all over it.
Good morning. Yes, okay.
And I made his body just a simple hand puppet body using an old shirt or some fabric. So the first thing we're going to do, and if you don't have an old shirt or fabric, you could use a glove, one of these stretchy gloves for a body. But I'll show you how to make an easy body for the puppet first. So I got an old shirt and I traced out my hand in this kind of a shape, and I put my hand on there. I traced it out, 2 layers. And then I'm just going to get my glue gun, and I'm going to glue all around the edge of this, leaving the bottom and the top open. And then you layer the thing and stick it together. So this is just an easy way to do this without sewing. But you could sew this if you know how to sew. There, I did that half, and then do the other half. And the reason I'm doing this first is I just want it to dry or cool. I want the glue to cool while I'm doing the rest of the puppet. So that I don't have to wait for it to cool. So this kind of a puppet that we're making this morning is good. Ow. If you just want a fast puppet, maybe you have a character in mind and you're not too sure if you want that character or not. There, I've glued that together. So this is a good way to make it like a sort of a test puppet. And be careful when you're using hot glue, because it's hot. And now we're going to make the head for the puppet. These are just googly eyes for later. I'm just going to get a bit of newspaper to start. And I also have a tube that I made out of a piece of cardboard, and I rolled it so that it fits on my index finger. And I taped it together. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to crunch all the newspaper up into a ball. And I'm going to tape the ball onto the tube. Now I have 2 or 3 kinds of masking tape here. I want to use the blue stuff for the outside. So for anything on the inside, I'm just going to use this white masking tape, I think, so I don't waste the blue. But you can get masking tape in all kinds of different colors. So if you want to make a puppet that's different color, you can get the masking tape. Or if you only have white masking tape, you can also paint onto the masking tape after you've done this. So you just make a loose, kind of like sculpture. You're making a sculpture out of paper. So you loosely tape all of that paper onto the tube, and you start to have a little shape on top. So I ran out of newspaper. I'm just going to use some old instruction books that I have here. It's almost like printer paper. Just regular paper. Scrunch it up. And then make it into a ball shape and attach it with tape onto there. And then once you have sort of a shape that you like, you cover that over with the blue tape or whatever color you're using. And I think you could use, like Alex mentioned in the last workshop, you could use aluminum foil for this to make the structure for your puppet's head. So there, I have a good shape, beginning shape. Now I'm going to cover it with blue. So I start it and I just keep going around. It's a small chance I might run out of blue tape here this morning, but we'll hope for the best. Cover it over. And then once you've done this, it's really all about adding features to the puppet, a nose and eyes and whatnot. Another way you could do this too, this is sort of an easier way to cheat at doing paper mache. Paper mache is when you get newspaper strips and you soak them in glue, and then you glue and water, and you sort of stick them onto your puppet. This is an easier and less messy way of doing that. See what I'm doing? I'm just going around until all of the paper is covered. Doesn't have to be like this kind of puppet's not going to be neat. It's not going to be a nice round head. It's going to have lots of character. There we go. I left the top open because I think I'm going to put a hair style up there. So now let's get our puppet body and attach the head to it. So you can see here that this is all holding together nicely now. And if you want, you could just put it on there like that. I'm going to turn this right side out so that the seams look a little nicer. And then I'm going to attach the head to it. So you just poke it all out. Good. And then put it on there. Put the tube right inside of the hole that you left at the top. And then you can glue this. So you just pull it back a bit, put some hot glue or whatever kind of glue you're using around the neck tube. And then you move the shirt back up. And then later you could decorate around this if you wanted to make the connection look nicer. All right, there we go. That's the head and body of this puppet. And now we'll just make some eyes. I have a piece of cardboard here, and I'm just going to cut out a couple of circles. There we go. And draw some pupils onto the cardboard. I made these eyes really nice and big, so I'm going to have a nice expressive face for this puppet. And then I'll decide which side I want to be the front. I like this side. Put a couple of dots of glue. Boom. Eyes. Just before the glue cools, you can position the eyes just how you want them. Nice. It's looking good. I have a piece of fur. If you have fur, you could use that for the hair. Or if you don't have fur, you could cut out some construction paper and use that for the hair. You also could, what else could you do? You could, for hair, sometimes you could just find things at the dollar store that make good hair. Like this, oh, here, this guy's hair is pom-poms, right? A bunch of pom-poms. So there's that. And then one more thing, I have this red box, cracker box, and I just thought that I could use a corner of this to make a nose for the puppet. So what I'm going to do is I found one of the folds on the box, and I cut out a little triangle. And the reason I like this is because it's so bright red. And then you shape it into a nose shape, little triangle, glue it on the face, right between the nose and the eyes, just below the eyes. Position it, and then it's done. You could add ears to this. You could add a mouth to this puppet if you want. You could put hands on there, anything. But this is just the basics, so let's have a look and see how it looks. You could make the neck shorter if you wanted to, but this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good.
Oh, yes, hello. Good morning to you. Yes, I'm a puppet made from newspaper, crunched up, with a tube for my neck, and my head is masking tape, and my hair is, well, it's fake fur, and my body is an old shirt. And my eyes are cardboard, and my nose is cardboard. So there.
All right, that's how you do that. That's how you make an easy puppet with newspaper and all that stuff. Great. Everybody, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Mike, Apple Fun Puppetry. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right? Bye, everybody. Bye.